Cosplay is a performing art which the participant name as a cosplayer. They will wear the costume and the fashion accessory to represent a specific character. It is different with Halloween. There are cosplay in all around the world, especially the Japan considered as the origin for the cosplay. They start with the komeko, which means it's a photography in Japan. They print the photo for the player to increase the interest in the cosplay event. Then it came into Asian country, especially in East Asia country. Cosplay had become a hobby for Japanese and also the Asian country. Eventually, it came to the Western country, especially in North America and Europe, that in recently. And then it spread into the South American and Australia, and they create the live action series, and it become a more common in Western country. First of all, I'm going to explain how the culture was spread throughout the world. According to research done by Kang Ji-wang on cosplay in China, the main factor that brought in the culture was the exported material products such as cars, cosmetics, fashion costume, and also food. Since Japan was known as the most producing cultural product like animation, video games, and also festival, so it is not surprising why this culture was spread throughout the world. The next point that I want to point out is the differences between the acceptance between older generation and the younger generation. For the older generation, for a family that was born and raised in a rural area, their parents will not allow their child to participate in this culture because for them it is a weird culture. Because if you want to be in that culture, you have to wear fancy clothes, you have to wear a makeup, you have to even wear wig. But now, even parents who like to cosplay, they will bring along their children and family to participate in the expo. For example, family from Westerner, which is Mrs. Dawson, will bring her husband and her children to the cosplay festival every year. She wants to make sure that the children will not be anti-social. They will try to mingle around people to increase their experience, to expose their children with the new culture. Now, how about the younger generation acceptance to the cosplay? For example, in India, there were annual cosplay competition, and for 2017, the grand prize winner will stand a chance to present India in international level an annual crown championship of cosplay that will be held in New Delhi, and the 9 finalists of Indian Championship Cosplay 2017 will compete with each other to get the prize. Their organizer organized this event is to encourage local cosplayers to go professional and to provide international platform. Why they create the event is because cosplay culture is a fast evolving field that present younger generation in India. This young generation join this because they want to find new side of themselves. They want to discover their own identity because before the event was created, younger generation do not have chance to show their costume in public.
Cosplay has become a part of Malaysian subculture because of the globalization and the advances of technology, which contributes to the formation of the cosplay community in Malaysia. Cosplay subculture started to popular in Malaysia after they organized an event called Comic Fiesta, which is Malaysia's largest animation, comic and video game event in 2002. The event served as a communication medium between individuals who have similar interests in anime, manga and video games, and also a place where people can be free to dress whoever they like from their favorite anime or movie character. Since the first event hosted in 2002, the community of Comic Fiesta has attracted more than 20,000 Malaysians to join and become a member of the cosplay community. With the increasing number of cosplay events and internet forum sites, almost every day, cosplay accept new members in their community and it widely spread in other states in Malaysia. In general, we can say that there are no specific social structure that can present the cosplay population in Malaysia. This is because the population has a very open social structure in terms of gender, race and age. Firstly, in terms of gender, cosplay in Malaysia consists both male and female, but more female takes part in cosplay competition. In terms of race, as Malaysia is a multi-ethnic country, there are Chinese, Indian and Malay cosplayers, but it is found that Chinese participate in the event more compared to Malay and Indian. Thirdly, in terms of age, the people getting involved in cosplay in Malaysia in the age range from 13 to 25 years old. There are also a number of participants who are older. The majority of cosplayers in Malaysia consists of students either at college or university as well as high school students. Cosplay now has established as a subculture that exists in among adolescents and adults, not only in Malaysia but also in other countries.
So there's a saying that not all people who watch anime are cosplayers, but most of the cosplayers they watch anime or something related to anime. So according to the social learning theory, people tend to learn through modeling. While when we watch anime or cartoon, we will observe the character in the anime, and if we like the character, we will start to imitate it and like how they behave, what they speak, and how they dress. So this is how cosplay comes from. So I think that media is a very important role in cosplay. So I think that the most important significant media is the television series, which is the animation. Like in Japan, there are a lot of anime channels such as TV Tokyo, Animax, they air a lot of anime. While in Malaysia, there are TV Tiga and Astro, the Animax and Cartoon Network, where we can watch a lot of anime. And another important media is the printed media, which is the novel and the manga. Manga are comics in Japan, usually printed in black and white. Yeah, this is the example of manga in Chinese. Yeah. And because now manga is getting more popular, it is translated to many languages. There are also English version, like this. Yeah, it's in English. And we also can get to watch manga online, such as mangahere.com or mangafox.com. And about the novel, the most popular trend of novel in Japan is the light novel, where it's mostly about magical or adventure story, and it become more and more famous, and the novel are adapted into the TV series, which is we call anime. So this is the example of the novel. Yeah, they have some picture in it and the words. Okay, so lastly is about the music. It's also one of the important media. Like in Japan, there is a very famous group called Love Life, but they are not real character, they are in anime. But it's very famous even until they can have a concert in Japan, and even the overseas fans are so crazy about them. So actually this Love Life is a school idol project, and they are voice actor. Actually they go and perform in the public, and they become very popular.
Gempak Star is a publication company that produces a lot of magazines, novel, merchandise and many more products. The company itself works with international and local artists to produce a diversity product for every age group and audience. Gempak, Comic King, Element, Gogo and Little Monitor is some of the magazine of the product produced by the company that relate to animation, anime, manga and so on. There is plenty of cosplay magazines such as in international, such as Cosplay Live from Australia, Cosplay Gen from Germany, Cosplay Culture magazine is an online platform based magazine. The magazine can be purchased online on physical or printed version, and even digital version which can be accessed in iPad or any tablet. Most of the cosplay have internet forum that can be full conversation about the events of the cosplay, costume, makeup, movie, games, anime, manga, photography, product and many more topics regarding cosplay without boundaries. There is plenty of platforms that are available such as cosplay.com, Comic Fiesta Forum, and so on. Various of games can be accessed that relate to manga and anime from PC games, from PlayStation, mobile, online, and even arcade games. In addition, even letters by VR or visual reality. Those games is initially from Japanese gaming producer, and huge cosplay fans are really looking for it because it gives them inspiration on character, costume, and many aspects. Most of the gaming it took fighting, combat, and action theme like Naruto Ultimate Ninja, Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Dark Souls, Tatsunoko vs Capcom, Ultimate All-Star, Extra Boy, and many more.
For me, cosplay means to me as a way for me to build myself as a person. It's not just about wearing fun costumes and getting to go out to events. It's like about how you actually interact with people, how you learn skills, how you do networking with others. As a cosplayer, most of us, we don't actually, know much about each other. We just go to events, interact, etc. But then you actually be surprised to actually know that there are doctors, there are nurses, people who are teachers as well, who are cosplaying, and people who are like engineers. It's very common for you to actually discuss with somebody, and then when you get to them on a personal level, and then you're like, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm actually a lecturer. Firstly, when I started cosplay, I had low self-esteem. Quite difficult for me to talk to people. I had trouble ordering stuff at the counter. I feel really scared and nervous. And when I saw cosplay, I thought, hey, maybe if I cosplay as another person, I could be another person, not myself, and be stronger from there. I cosplay a lot of characters during the span of time that I cosplay. Like Clover, Sue, Shokugeki no Soma. They're mostly like from anime or game or manga. And the reason why I chose these people, mainly females, because I find them to be strong females. I wanted to be just like them. So in a way that if I were to be them, then I could use them. I first started cosplay when I was 13 in 2007. So now it's already been 10 years. It's half and half actually, because when you want to make your own costume, in my experience when I made my own costume, there's a lot of things that you have to trial and error, which means you spend a lot of money, you don't have the expertise, sometimes you end up accidentally injuring yourself. But the good part is that when you do your own costume, you feel proud of what you can do. You didn't know that you could do this, you learn a new skill. So for me, that is like the pros of making your own costume. But the downside is that you have to spend a lot of money, the type of material you want, the type of fabric you want to buy. There are Chinese tailors in Taobao, China. Yeah, you can actually ask them to make your costumes. And there are also local tailors as well who actually make cosplay costumes. You just show them a design of what character you want, as many references as possible. And then afterwards, they will make a costume for you, given the quotation like about 200, 300 ringgit. The more details you have, the more expensive it gets. I learned how to actually make my own clothes, and I make my own props as well. And when you're a cosplayer, you're actually encouraged to be creative and think out of the box. So sometimes like there are certain things that you find that, oh, I need to fix this, but I don't know how. But then because you've been like so accustomed as a cosplayer, you need to solve every solution, you need to solve every problem that you encounter in your costume. So you're like, oh, I can fix this using this, etc, etc. When we cosplay, it depends on what you want to do. Like, it's not wrong for you to actually cosplay a certain character over and over again until you feel that you have achieved perfection as that character. Or if not, you can just experiment with another character. Like I said before, it was because of my low self-esteem issues, but also partially like because of the media as well. When I'm cosplaying, I managed to open up an account on Facebook and also on forums. So from there, I managed to brush up on my conversation skills. I get to talk to people through the facilitation for media computer.
And from there, I managed to build up friends. So I guess I could say that I started cosplaying because of media as well. Locally, we mainly use Facebook. Back when I was 13 or something, we had this forum called Comic Fiesta Forums. You can make your own account there, etc. You can post and talk to people. But nowadays, since we have Facebook, we migrated to there. So from there, we can organize photo shoots. We can talk with photographers. We can order our costumes from the shops online there. And international level, there are cosplay websites such as CureCos, Cosworld Japan, etc. And some international cosplayers also build their own website. I went through so many events. I think my favorite ones would be from Comic Fiesta, the ones that are held at the end of the year every December, in which they actually bring in like key industry members from the game anime industry in Japan. In our local sense, back when Comic Fiesta and cosplay actually started in 2002, we didn't actually really have mass media on our side because at that time internet was still slow. We didn't have Facebook. Not everyone actually had internet access. But now, since everyone has like Facebook, everyone has internet, you can go on YouTube. People actually make their own cosplay videos on YouTube. They publish it. Photographers have their own cosplay pages as well, promoting their works. And popular cosplayers actually have their own fan page in which some admins are running the page. And when they go on photo shoots, they publish and update their pages. And the same actually goes for international cosplayers as well. Because figures like Yaya Han and Jessica Nigri and Reika and Kanami, these people are really exceptional in the sense that they actually get invited to be in guest conventions worldwide. When you cosplay, there are going to be people who are going to say really bad and mean things about you. The crowd might react negatively to it. I've had crowds before asking, kau ni apa hal? Apa pakai baju macam ni? Something like that. And there are people who are like, oh god, don't look at her, she looks satanic. Like, when you dress weirdly, it equals to satanic. So, I've had people who say those kind of things, crowds, and I've had my parents say as well that they want me to stop this. But for me, it's my way of improving myself, learning more skills, making more friends. This is how I enjoy myself. So I would say that if you have to do it, just do it. Tapi just make sure that you don't actually end up crossing the line between you and your parents. And don't pick fights in crowds if they actually say something bad about you. Just look at them, smile, be polite, and move on. I was in this situation before that you wanted to join cosplay but you're afraid to. My advice is you don't have to cosplay at first. Just go to an event, attend it, and see what you're doing there. Just talk with the crowd, mingle along, see what's on the stage, make friends. And then from there, you can try to decide whether you want to take it to the next level, whether you want to cosplay. Be forewarned that actually cosplaying takes out a lot of your money. So make sure that you know how to prioritize your money between your eating, your daily expenses, and also saving up for making your own costume or buying your own costume. That as well. So, but then most importantly, you have to learn to prioritize your life because while cosplay is exciting and you get to go out, have many friends, networking, etc. You have to remember that you have a life. You need to study, you need education, and you need work. That money isn't going to come out of nowhere if you're going to keep spending it on things. So that would be my advice. 豪華な品も派手な飾りもいらないから食